Good Monday morning, joyful Monday morning. Thank you for joining us. I hope everybody is doing outstanding. And of course, you're here for the JQ Edge, your Monday morning pep talk, purpose, execution, and the best part, proof for you. So I'm thrilled you're here. Feel free to send us comments. Today, we're going to talk about a little stretching, stretch that mind, stretch that leadership. I'm calling it the bridge to mastery, and we're going to move in leadership from doing it to owning it. Now, as a leader, you already are owning it. The question I have is when can you delegate and stretch your employees' skill sets? So, joy intelligence gets sharpened. It gets clearer when we stop managing, putting our fingers through the dike, and start mentoring the people on our team to take ownership, to do something on their own with their own input, and then come back to you with questions. And so we know from so many studies, from books Good to Great, from Malcolm Gladwell's books Blink, high performance teams and coaching models suggest, or I'll say even state, that when leaders provide stretch assignments coupled with high support, it triggers the brain for growth, or as the science says, neuroplasticity. It stretches the brain. So when we take a step back, you aren't leaving them alone. You're providing the room and actually some tension and resistance for people to grow stronger. There's a little anxiety there. So as joy intelligence rises, competence goes up, independence goes up, belief, mission, and vision get strengthened, and competence turns right into confidence, knowing that each person on the team can take charge and have ownership. So this morning, the purpose could be identify the stretch. Your purpose today can be one single area where a team member is comfortable and give them a challenge to grow. It requires them to reach. It's not overload. It's giving them a stretch goal, defining some parameters, and turning it over. Now, that's risk on your part if your style is very hands-on. And so taking that step back gives you more presence, gives the team more safety. So remember, when we have safety and presence, joy intelligence goes up. And people, team members, people, employees, family members feel that stretch goal in you and confidence that you're allowing them to take a step up. So the first time I got challenged with a big goal, a huge stretch goal, is we had a 20 office psychology practice. I was the new supervisor. And in our practice, everybody had to follow a dress code. And so think about this. So 20 offices, about 10 therapists or psychologists in each office, and then staff member or two, receptionists, paperwork people, monitors, and things like that. And so, with that setup, and because I was the new supervisor, my boss wanted to see how I'd handle it. Now, this is back in the time when email was brand new. And so I knew I was not going to send an email to 200 people saying, here's the dress code, here's that, go do it without meeting me. So the first thing I did is I invited everybody to the main office. And fortunately, we had a big enough conference room to fit everybody, and introduced myself and asked for all their input. and everybody was a little shy. So then I decided, okay, I'm going to let them know what the new guidelines are. Then I went to every office individually before clients showed up. And I met with each person individually. That took about 2 weeks. And I wonder, as a leader, you've heard this. Oh, I know you're copying the model they do in Washington, D.C. We're in Los Angeles. We don't follow that dress code. Oh, the other supervisors didn't enforce that. Oh, this, oh, that. There was always a reason why the new guidelines were being rejected. And so what I did is take an even bigger risk for myself. So I said, appreciate the input. Listen, 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 listen. Summarize what your team members tell you and then mentor them. Now, here they were already experienced therapists, so I wasn't mentoring them in therapy. So I'm wondering for you, what I'd like you to think about for your purpose today is if you have 100 employees or more, how can you meet with them, either as teams or individuals, to get your new message across, to get your stretch goal across? So think about how you want to do that. Share your thoughts on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook with us. And so when you cross that threshold, it really helps increase joy intelligence. People will follow the lead. So I said, in LA, we have families coming from all over the country all the time. So let me challenge all of you. Follow these new guidelines. I'm going to be doing parent presentations at schools, and we're going to build your client load. And so what happened was between different supervisors in the economy is the practice wasn't supporting the therapist with a full caseload. So we did a bunch of things and started filling up the practice. So the stretch goal for me was, can I handle a 200-person team? The stretch goal for me is, how can I communicate and build rapport right away when I'm brand new? So I kind of overstated things and said I could guarantee it, but I knew with parent workshops we were going to fill the practice. So next, so our purpose, try not to play it safe today. Give out team assignments that stretch the brain. Execution, ask, don't tell. For me, sometimes that's really hard. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of do it this way, what's the most innovative way to solve this? So, chair of joy, sit, breathe, think, feel. Stand, sit, arrive as the guide for each team member. You've built a team already that's ready for this. What question will unlock their unique perspective? Can you pick a team member to be in charge of the team, not replacing you, but giving them the power or authority to run with it? So if a manager comes to you or a supervisor or leader with a conflict or a silo issue, don't solve it for them. Don't solve it for them. I would ask, how does our core values or joy intelligence solve the friction between sales and operations, between sales and tech, between sales and the customer? So the execution is, am I leading with questions or commands? And the proof is the light bulb that goes off. The proof is the light bulb that goes off. And so with that, when team members bring an idea or solution that's better than yours, you give credit. You realize you're doing your best as a leader. You're raising the level of competence of everybody. And so they don't need the bridge anymore. They can take off and run with it. And there's nothing better for proof, better for joy, better for profits, better for communication than when employees, teams, all are in alignment. We're all rowing in the same direction. We're all moving forward without prompting. And using joy intelligence vocabulary without prompting becomes your proof. And your culture now becomes, how are we scaling forward? So did someone on your team at the end of the day surprise you with brilliance? Check in with us, check in with yourself. Did someone surprise you with brilliance? And that brilliance can just be a tiny little kernel that moved everything forward. So thank you for joining us today. This is the JQ Edge. We live it by doing it and training in it every day. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:45.